Hey 3-4, so I'm going to do a little bit of handwriting with you today. Now it's going to be a little bit more tricky for me because I'm having to write on this big board, but hopefully you guys should remember how we need to be sat, our posture, how we're going to be holding our pencils, ready for the session. So first thing you're going to need is a sharp pencil. Obviously I've got my handwriting pen for the whiteboard, but you can get yourself a nice sharp pencil and a chair and a table. Now, can you remember how we need to be sat? BBC, so TNT, can you remember what they are? So TNT, our tummy should be up to the table, our bottoms should be at the back of the chair, we're not sitting on the edge of our chairs like this, and both feet should be on the floor. We're not crossing our legs or tucking them around our chairs, so we're sat nice and straight. So we're going to warm up our hands first, so give them a bit of a wriggle, clap them together, swirl them around a little bit, get our fingers nice and warm, maybe splash some water on someone's face, and we should be all nice and ready to go. So if we remember, we're going to grab the nib of our pencil and we're going to turn it around and put it in its bed, ready to do our writing. Now, if your pencil has a little red dot at the end, that should be pointing over your shoulder, okay? Not like this, not all turned around. So first thing is thinking about your seating and how you're holding your pencil. So to warm up, we can start doing some lines. Now, if you can see on my board, I've drawn out with my ruler, I've got my broken line, solid line, broken line, solid line, broken line. Now if you haven't got handwriting paper, that's okay. You can have a go at drawing faintly with a pencil some lines like mine. So we're going to start and we're just going to do a short line, a tall line, and a tail line. And you might do that a few times. You might maybe do 5 of each until you're happy and you've got control over your pencil. That should be really controlled, not rushing it. It's not a race. It shouldn't be a ch-ch-ch. It should be a nice 1, 2, 3. Really nice and controlled. So you then might want to have a go at just some letters. You might maybe think about the formation of the different letters before you think about writing your inspirational messages. I'm going to go straight into it, and I think I'm going to write something about the light that we are going to have at the end of this tunnel, because I think we all need a little bit of hope in our lives. Now you might carry on with that first one, a little bit of practice of those letters, and I'm going to start my message here. So I'm going to start with the capital T. So the capital T goes along the top broken line like all of our capital letters. So I'm going to start there, and then I'm going from the top broken line all the way down to the bottom solid line. So we're then going for a H, so we're starting at the top broken, down to the bottom solid, up and over. And you can see I've got my joining line here. Now what we should be doing is joining our letters. So I'm just going to pause between each one to show you. So I've got a little triangle here and I've got my joining line here. Now you shouldn't take your pencil off. You should carry on writing. So I'm going to carry on writing my whole word. I'm going to write there. So I would have done my H, and then from my H joins my E, and it's going to go straight up to the R, and then into that E again. So there. And you can see the letters are evenly spaced out. They're not too squidged together, they're not too far apart. And then I'm going to use my finger space before I'm going to go for my next word, and I'm going to write is. So that one starts at the top solid and it comes down, we have the joining line and it's going to go straight into the S. So both of those letters are staying between the solid lines, and then I will do my dot on the I afterwards. So around my S and dot. There we go. So I'm going to go for my next word is hope. So where does our H start? Well, we've already done a H, so we know it starts at the top solid, the top broken line. Then we're going to go into the O. Then it's going to join to the P, and then we have an E. So I'm just going to try this with my magic pencil in the air first, just so I can get in my head where I'm going to take my pencil off, where I'm going to do my joints. So I'm starting at the top here. It might look backwards to you. And I'm going to start at the top broken line. I'm going to come down to the bottom solid, up, over. I'm going to go straight into my O. And then it goes straight down to my P as well. And then after my P, my finger's coming off. And then I'm going to do my E at the end there as well. Let's have a go. So there is hope. So straight into my O. Straight to the P. So this one's going down to the bottom. Broken, we've not been there yet. And then I'm bringing my pencil off the paper. You see we've gone right down to this bottom broken line here, and then the E. So the E is starting not on a line this time, so it's starting midway between the solid lines, just because there's no letter for it to join to. There we go, there is hope. I'm going to have to sit off my chair for this one because it's a little bit harder on this board. So I'm going to write there is hope in the storm. Okay, so in is a little bit like is, so we're starting at the top solid, we're going straight into the N this time, then I will dot my I, okay? There we go, and you can see after my N, I've got this joining line here. Now, there isn't another letter for it to join to because that would be where my finger space goes, but we still need to have that nice join to keep it nice and consistent. So, there is hope in this storm. Hopefully I'm all going to fit this on. So, the T is a funny one. T is a bit of a teenager. It doesn't quite start at this top broken line, it starts in between, okay? So we're going to go for the T, H, E. So the H goes all the way to the top like we've done before. So up for my H. And then I can cross my T afterwards. My pen's a bit running out here. Yeah, so you can see the difference. We've got that teenager T and then the taller H. So there is hope in the storm. So S is one of those letters that ends backwards, so it's not going to join to anything. So we're going to go to S, pencil off, then I've got my teenager T, into the R, joins to the M, right. So I'm just going to do my S. And I'm going to take my pen off. Now, I'm not very happy with that S, but what we do in handwriting, we don't cross things out and we don't rub things out because, you know, if you've made a mistake, you look at it, you leave it, you learn from it and you move on. Now, because this is my practice, that's okay. So I'm just going to leave it because I'm not happy with that S because you can see it's very different to my other S here, so I need to try and keep it consistent. So I'm just going to leave it, and I'm going to try again. Yeah, much happier with that one. So I can go for my T. O. Straight to the N, which goes all the way down to the solid line. Oh, I've spelled that wrong, haven't I? So storm, R, M, and then the N has got that joining line there as well. Then I can cross my T, and I have done. So that would be a good practice. So then what I might do is on some nice paper, faintly draw my lines, write my inspirational message. Hopefully we don't make any mistakes this time. And then maybe I could add an illustration with that as well. Right, bye for now.